Hey guys, John from ARTV. I'm so excited to talk to you about this record today. It's Royal Blood, a band from the UK, and their debut self-titled record. Royal Blood is the name that I have been preaching to the masses since New Year's Day of 2014. Don't believe me? Link to the proof in the description down below. My Artists to Watch in 2014 video is down there, along with my EP review by Twitter, Facebook, and of course my P.O. Box if you guys would like to send me things. Anyways, what I'm getting at is that I knew that this band was on to something big, something special. The abrasive and hard rock and the undeniably rock feel that the track Out of the Black provided for me, the lead single from this record, was enough to give me hope for the year in music. A year that has been very weak as a whole. I haven't really had that many albums that I've totally latched onto, but I kept keeping the faith for Royal Blood, knowing that they had something up their sleeves, and it turns out I was completely right. Out of the Black has had a super high replay factor for me. One of the only songs from really the beginning of the year that I still regularly listen to, and I definitely see this making my top 10 songs of the year list for 2014. What makes them such an enthralling listen? Why are they suddenly the saviors of hard rock music, or just rock music period? The answer is clearly found in the music itself. There are only two band members, a singer/bassist and then a drummer. Yes, I'm telling you that all of this noise and percussion and distortion is coming from two dudes from the UK. That alone is just mind-blowing to me. The most enjoyable parts of this record come in those beautiful guitar moments that channel everything from Wolfmother to At the Drive-In to Led Zeppelin, along with the smart and inventive lyrics that actually push the envelope in a year where mediocre has been settled for by artists and listeners everywhere. I really don't want to trap them under one specific influence though, because more often than not, their sound can only be described as that of Royal Blood, a name that which I hope more people will soon know. I almost never pre-order records, but I held on to the faith that this would be worth my time and money, and I was absolutely right. I want to go ahead and go through this album track by track because that's the only way that I really feel like I can do this justice and not feel like I've left anything out. Out of the Black opens things up, and I've already praised this song numerous times, but I'm laying it out there one more time just for those who have yet to hear what I have to say. Out of the Black is the best rock song I have heard in years. Its perfectly timed guitar and drum hits kick off this song with so much angst. It just seethes through, and then whenever the guitars and drums finally do just fully break in, it's absolutely mesmerizing to hear them unleash, and it's impossible to stop yourself from headbanging along to the rhythm. Lead singer Michael Kerr gives a very powerful and angry vocal performance on this track, and really throughout the album he does that, but it rounds out this band's very solid sound. There isn't really a weak aspect to this band, just a powering guitar and drum combo, and whenever they mix in those guitar solos and even some drum moments like on Out of the Black where you can just clearly hear those drums pounding and the guitar howling, there's nothing to dislike. Come On Over strikes next, firing off an assault of mysterious feeling guitars in its intro. The most notable pieces of this track come in the aforementioned guitars and its rotation between those softer and more restrained verses, and then the explosive choruses that packs one of the hardest punches that this album has to offer. The lyrics are very sexual and intimate in nature, and also a little bit more mysterious, which makes the music video, which I will link down below, make this song work even more. It fits and suits this song inexplicably well. Okay, so I do have one problem with this record. I'm having a really hard time figuring out which song I love more. Is it Out of the Black, or is it track 3, Figure It Out? The first time that I heard this track, I could feel the hairs on my arms standing up and the energy just flowing through my entire body, the adrenaline going, Eureka! This band has struck gold. Figure It Out works so well as a whole, balancing a lighter guitar melody and drum pattern before utterly just destroying things in the best way possible in its final act. Kerr's vocals seem so focused and so dark on this one, like he is actually sitting there pondering something, trying to figure out what his next move is. Remember that final act that I mentioned? yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you stick around for the entire song. The bass gets put to work big time on the outro as it pummels with an untamed animosity, and I sit here stunned by the simple fact that it's not an electric guitar playing all of this. Truly one of the best songs of the year right here. Once we get to You Can Be So Cruel, we start getting to the songs that I hadn't heard yet. I highlighted this cut and labeled it as a standout for me simply because of its old school hard rock edge that it provides and its twisted and passionate love affair lyrics. Tossed to the curb, and this guy is still coming back for more. Women in Relationships Gone Sour are easily the biggest inspiration for Royal Blood lyrically on this record. Thank God they don't do it in a way that's silly or cheap or even forced, but they do it in their own unique way. Blood Hands is a slow-burning fuse that really intrigued me from start to finish because of its honesty. Kerr sings "There's blood on my hands" as a euphemism almost for the guilt that he feels from a certain situation, of which we know very little about. The instrumentation surrounding this track is really the thing that makes things much, much sweeter, even if it is in a sinister kind of way. This is one of those songs that I would probably be playing on repeat if I lived in a dark mansion, like lightning going on and everything like that, and I'm sitting there like petting a cat in my lap. You know, like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. Why am I referencing like 80s and 90s cartoons? It's gonna go over so many people's heads. Little Monster is one that has really grown on me. I didn't necessarily like that one or think it was quite so splendid at first, but I've grown to love its guitar pattern, which is very choppy and chugging. It does feel a little bit weaker than some of the tracks on this record. The solo is the highlight of the track for me, and of course the very catchy chorus and just Kerr's vocals as he kind of howls the ah. I'm really digging the almost bluesy rock persona that Loose Change takes on. It's built on a very simple riff and a light drum arrangement, but its true power comes within its lyrics. The song's intensity also hits a new peak in the latter half as Kerr howls, "Stop playing God on your telephone," most likely referring to the fact that so many people in this day and age think that they're untouchable and just anonymous because of the fact that they can hide behind modern technology. Careless is a tried and true track that features some Wolfmother feeling guitars. What I liked about that is just the fact that it had a very vintage sound to it, and I'm picking that up from Careless as well. We see Kerr in a negligent state of mind, battling against himself as he kind of turns to his vices while attempting to put out an old flame and put them in the rear view. Speaking of influences, I'm picking up an ever so slight Tool influence from the next to last track, 10 Tonne Skeleton, which has evolved into one of my overall favorite tracks here on this debut record. As far as closers go, you cannot ask for much more than what we get in Better Strangers. A brooding guitar texture shapes up this telltale song, warning of a femme fatale that ultimately leads one to disaster. I'm 1,000 miles from danger if I make a better stranger of you, Kerr remarks. It's been a weak couple of months for music ever since probably like The Hunting Party, Disgusting, Lazaretto. Trouble in Paradise by LaRue is the last album that I really remember loving. And it's a breath of fresh air from Royal Blood. Whenever rock music all around us is just toppling left and right, Royal Blood is blasting it out all the way up to 11 on the volume. Perfect score of 5 out of 5 for me for the debut album from the UK Rockers. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. Make sure to hit that like button, show your support for the channel. I always love it when you guys share out the videos, tag them #ARTV, and as always, I will see you very soon right here on this channel. Make sure you check me out on Twitter, Facebook, click right here if you would like to see my last review, and you can click right here if you would like to go to my second channel. I've done a ton of track reviews and some other music news and a live hangout over there, so if you missed anything, click right here, it'll take you right over there. I appreciate you guys sticking with ARTV, and I will see you guys very soon right here on this channel.